Whether you're watching, listening or reading this, welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog. We're on a mission to raise £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging on consecutive days the distance of one lap around the world. It is a staggering 40,075 kilometres. It's going to take somewhere in the region of 11 years to accomplish, so plenty of time to raise that money. I'm going to commit to running a minimum of 5 kilometres every day whilst vlogging, and I'll even do it barefoot style. So for those regulars will know that I vlog about my passions, which are entrepreneurship and running, and most importantly how these topics link together to help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise as a release mechanism. Now it's a beautifully fresh morning today. It's about 15 degrees, a little bit blowy, but it's not raining, so decent enough running condition. And it's Friday Funnels today, where we talk about all things sales funnels and marketing. And today's topic is my experience with TikTok marketing so far. So as always, please support the challenge by subscribing and giving it a like and a share, and let's get started. So, TikTok. Now, I'm sure it doesn't need much of an introduction. I'm sure so many of you know it. It's the fastest growing social media platform by a long way at this moment in time. It used to be about kind of dancing and music based short clip content, and it's kind of grown into one of the biggest social media platforms out there now. It focuses, well, it doesn't focus, but the demographic that uses it is often the younger demographic. It's something that's kind of considered to be quite cool, and it all started off with youngsters doing dance moves to different music, and that's kind of how it evolved. But it's now a super powerful business platform, really. I mean, you can grow and build a business using TikTok. It's become that much of a presence in the social media platforms. So I'm not an expert in TikTok marketing, but I've been learning more and more about this platform over the past 12 months of doing this challenge. And my business partner is he knows even more about TikTok, and he's built a following of over 20,000 on TikTok, which by all accounts, as he says, isn't a huge number. I've taken a lot longer to get to 1,000 followers on TikTok. But both of us see the huge potential that it has if you use it correctly. And what I want to talk to you about today is kind of the 4 main ways I'm going to be using TikTok over the next 12 months based on what I've learned over the past year or so of playing around with the platform, really, more than anything over the past year. So, firstly, my channel is brand focused. You get a lot of people that focus on personal, so it's their personal profile, it's who they are, their personality. Mine is a brand, which is Runpreneur, which is my challenge, and obviously I'm the main contributor to that brand. So I think you need to have a clear understanding of how you're trying to position yourself. I think we've positioned it as Runpreneur, but I think there is a link to my name in there as well, if I'm not mistaken, so people can search for either my brand or me and should be able to find my content, which is important. So searchability is really important, but you have to be really kind of creative with the content, and I think this has been my downfall. And I'm me as a content creator. I create very different content in terms of what I talk about and what I discuss. But I'm just going past someone, so just bear with me a second. Morning. So I create very different content in terms of topic, in terms of what I talk about, but I don't really deliver it in a different way. The delivery is always the same kind of way. Well, I have 2 main ways of delivering my content. The first is via pre-recorded video, which is by my 360-degree action cam, and the second way, which I haven't done on TikTok yet, but as I've just passed 1,000 followers, I now have access to do lives. and lives is when I record from a mobile device and live stream. So I think TikTok rewards creativity, so people who do something a little bit more creative with their content will often do quite well. I think it is quite topical. I think it's how you use certain hashtags can make a significant difference to your reach as well. And we've tried a few different things, and I'm consistently getting a relatively decent reach in terms of 1,000 followers. I mean, I get somewhere in about 300 views on every kind of clip that I publish. So on the basis of only got 1,000 followers, that's quite good. But TikTok, in experience as well, is an absolute leveler in terms of as a platform. And the reason it's a leveler is somebody with no followers can still get millions of views, whereas most of the other social platforms will only reward the people with the big following or the big reach. So it is a leveler. And also you find it's quite strange how the algorithm works, because I've done clips that I've thought are really poor and not very good, and they've done really well. And I've done some that I thought were really good, they haven't done really well. So it's a bit of a lottery in terms of how content is received. But I think it's trying to put yourself in the mind of the younger demographic, which will kind of help you understand that. So I think the creative people who do creative content, I think it rewards very, very well. I know people that have got hundreds of thousands of views on certain clips that have just been quite creative. I think the most I've ever got is about 10,000. I tell you what, I think I might have got to 20,000 on a view before, which was pretty good, but it was on something pretty boring as well, which was quite surprising. So I think the key point here is understand whether you're going to be a brand or a person. Be consistent with what you do, but be creative with your content. It's not a platform, if you're creating a brand, to do the typical business related stuff, because it's not going to work. So I need to kind of change it up a little bit if I want to get more reach, but I have different ways I intend to overcome that, which I'll come on to in just a second. So number two big one is collaborations. Now, I talked about the Dream 100 on other episodes about the focus on building collaborations, and this Runpreneur challenge, as much of it is a fundraising and running challenge, it's just as much as a marketing challenge, and I intend to get astronomical reach by using collaborations as my driver. So I have a couple of people lined up already who've got millions of followers who I'm going to be doing collaborations with, who are going to help me get my message out there to hopefully build some traction out with the following. And TikTok is no different. There are people there with millions and millions of followers, and it's a really good opportunity to be able to collaborate, because it's quite quick. Everything's short form. It's a minute or 15 seconds of content you're going to put out there. So it's quite easy to kind of get collaborations, and you can get big audiences, providing you can obviously agree how the collaborations are going to work with different influencers. So that's something that is going to be a big focus. The next one is hashtag challenges. You see these everywhere at the moment. You know, I go back to one of the most famous ones, which was the ice bucket challenge. And if you can get a hashtag trending and get people to partake or participate in the challenge, it's going to give you a huge amount of reach, and TikTok is really, really good for this type of strategy. So we'll be looking at doing some challenges within the Runpreneur community, and hopefully getting people, influencers involved, and hopefully see if we can get it trending. So we'll be looking at trialing that over the coming months as well. And the next one is lives, okay? And you know, I've only just been able to start doing lives on TikTok because I've only just reached 1,000 followers. But once you get to that stage, you can start doing live content. And I think, again, the jury's out for me on lives at the moment on TikTok, because I never done them. But if it's anything like the other platforms, you start getting a much bigger reach, and it will start rewarding you more for the more live content you do. So I'll be looking to integrate a live 1 day a week, which will be the plan. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And the fifth and final one is TikTok ads. I think this is probably up there with the best value you're going to get for ad spend now on social platforms. And Facebook, you can still get really good value. Instagram I've not really tried, but I have tried Facebook, and I've had varied results. But I see the potential, and I'll be looking at certainly ramping up Facebook ads this year. But I certainly will be looking at TikTok as well. But I think the key thing you need to understand is that TikTok is primarily used by the younger demographic. So if you're, I don't know, if you're someone selling stair lifts to the elderly, for example, TikTok may not be the right platform for you. So you do have to be aware. I mean, we sell a low entry property education training course to help young people get started in property. So obviously there's a huge amount of young people on TikTok. So we're looking at using TikTok as our, predominant channel to use advertising to that demographic, because bizarrely, I remember when Facebook first came out, and that was the young person's platform. Now 30 plus generally use Facebook. Under that, it's Instagram, TikTok primarily, which is where you're going to be reaching that target demographic. So that's how we're kind of changing. So hopefully that gives you an insight to what our intentions are with TikTok, how to use it. It has been a super effective marketing channel for the property education business. My business partner has been driving quite a significant following. 20,000 is not a small number. It's not a large number on TikTok standards, but it's managed to produce this very steady flow of income for our education company from TikTok alone. So you should definitely consider TikTok if your target demographic is the younger generation. But also, I think just get on there, because you never know. It's quite easy, quite quick. I mean, yes, you can spend a lot of time with working on this creative stuff, but I think ultimately consistent content on any platform is going to reward you. And I've managed to get 1,000 followers in a year, which considering I started, probably I wasn't on TikTok from the very beginning, so I probably only done 10 or 11 months on TikTok, and to get to 1,000 followers for me, that's quite good. So yeah, I would definitely look at using it. I think the value is there to be had. I think certainly in terms of ad spend, you're going to get more value on TikTok than you will on some of the more established social platforms. It is the fastest growing social media platform, so it's definitely worth thinking about if you haven't already started using it. So that's my pennies worth on TikTok marketing and how we're going to be utilising the platform over the coming 12 months to see how we develop. So I'm just holding people up here, so I'm going to just pull over to the side here to let people pass. So that's pretty much it for me today. As always, if you've got any questions and stuff, drop me a comment. I'll respond to everyone. If it's a bigger topic, I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. And as always, please check the links in my bio to follow and keep up to date with the challenge of raising £1 million for children's charities by run vlogging on consecutive days, the distance of one lap around the world. And all that's left to say is my content has always been set up to help people overcome the emotions of stress, overwhelm and anxiety by using exercise, in my case run vlogging, as a release mechanism. Now, we all experience daily, weekly pressures in the form of stress, and it's how we deal with these stresses and pressures on a daily and weekly basis which can often dictate how successful we become in all facets in life. And if you don't clear your head and have this release mechanism to kind of clear your head of these stresses, process what's going on, gain clarity and refocus to move on, if you don't have that release mechanism, it's like pressure building up in a pipe, and very quickly those stresses can, if you get too many of them, can evolve to overwhelm. Overwhelm is when too many things going on, you almost have a seizure, you freeze, you procrastinate, and before you know it, you've reached panic and anxiety, which is flirting with the edges of mental health issues. Now, when you get to that stage, it's close to mental health breakdown, and in the pipe analogy, the pipe will eventually burst if you don't release the pressure, and you will have a mental health breakdown. Now, I've been there, and it, believe you me, is the most horrendous experience. I've lost businesses because of it, I've lost business partners, I've almost been bankrupt because of it, and I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. And there's no coincidence, in the last 12 months of doing this running vlog, which is my release mechanism, I've made more progress in all facets of my life than I have done in the previous 5 years. So hopefully there's enough social proof to show this stuff works. So my pledge to you is, if you are someone who's struggling with this, drop me a message, we'll jump on a call and I'll give you a step-by-step guide on how we can overcome this and get you back, find your release mechanism and get you back on the right path to success, whatever that looks like to you. Now, help is there. The Runpreneur vlog is not for profit, so all the help and content I provide is completely free. We do raise money for children's charities, but they're always optional, not essential, so reach out and we'll help you wherever we can. So that's pretty much it for me today. So as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.